Finally. Zane DeSeville took a breath for the first time in what felt like an eternity. The air filled his lungs, causing his chest to expand. His lips turned up as he smiled. As he opened his eyes, his smile disintegrated. What draws the sun before my eyes? The bright orb burned. Even when he blinked, the light still filled his vision. Thump, thump. The subtle sound of a heartbeat reached his ears, and he went on the defensive. He sniffed the air. Ah, a female. Her scent tickled his nose, and he smiled. The goddess favored him with a gift for his reawakening.
What are you doing on top of my table?
A woman's voice bellowed from across the room. Remove this small sun. I wish to see my savior, he replied, as if she had not spoken. Her accent disturbed him. As a man of many languages, it wasn't often he couldn't place a dialect.
Remove it, along with yourself. I swear to the goddess, if you ruined my bones, I'll stab you with a scalpel,
she said. Her accent did nothing to hide her anger. He wondered what would happen when she discovered her precious bones were deep within his body. Remove this sun, please. He lowered his voice at the last word of his demand.
It's not quite dawn. What sun?
He wondered for a moment if she were daft or sightless. This great glowing orb, it will render me blind. A moment of silence descended upon the room.
What? Oh.
He heard her footsteps clicking against the ground. In seconds, the bright light above his head went out. He opened his eyes once more and blinked to adjust to his new surroundings.
Don't move,
she hissed as he rose.
You'll break them. I said, don't move.
The inflection of her voice triggered a violent reaction in him. He swung his legs over the side of the surface he'd been lying upon. It took him a moment to adjust to the sensation of having an intact body. After he reinstated his relationship with gravity, he stalked toward his prey. To the voice he could never forget, the person responsible for his body being drawn and quartered. A death so painful he could still feel it in the bones she was so desperate to protect. She retreated as he advanced toward her. When her back pressed against the wall, he smirked. Before she could react, his arm shot forth with a speed only known to his kind. His fingers wrapped around her neck, tight without completely cutting off her flow of air. He shoved her head hard against the solid surface of the wall. Katiana, he growled. The next thing he knew, he was curled up on the ground in a fetal position. His groin felt as though she had shot them with lightning. She kneed him. A moan escaped his lips before he could prevent the sound. The clicking of her footsteps placed her a few feet away from him. As the stars cleared from his eyes, he stared down the metal tube of what appeared to be a weapon.
What are you doing here?
She glared at him from behind the weapon. 'Tis you that released me. Katiana said it, thing down, thing down. Let us talk. We were friends once, were we not? He flashed a smile as he stood, only to be knocked down again as she swept her foot around him, knocking his legs from underneath him.
I have never seen you before in my life. You are going to stay right there while I call the police.
She took one step back, but kept her weapon pointed in his direction. It was the second time her words made little sense to him. Stop this nonsense, Katiana. I will have my vengeance. It was your fault they found me. Your fault that I lay buried like the dead for. He fell silent.
Perhaps an ambulance to cart you to the psych ward,
she muttered as she fiddled with a small black box. Katiana, what is the year? His heart raced in his chest. How much time had he lost?
My name is not Katiana. If you must call me something, call me Kate, or Dr. G like everyone else.
She pressed her finger against the black box. It gave him the opportunity he needed. He jumped up, swinging his arm toward her body, knocking the weapon from her hand and grabbing the black box. Before she responded, he grabbed both her arms, pinning them above her head. He stepped to the right, not needing a painful reminder of her abilities. The year, Katiana, he demanded as he stared her down, willing her to answer him.
Kate.
Her eyes rose toward his, challenging him. The year, he paused. Kate. When she told him about the year, his eyebrows shot up, his mouth gaped at her words. I pray that is a jest, he said.
Why on earth would I joke about the year? Look for yourself.
She turned her eyes. He followed the direction to a picture of some sort on the wall. As his eyes traveled, he noticed the surroundings he found himself in. The only thing in the room that made any sense at all was the woman standing next to him. But that couldn't be, he realized. Katiana would be well over 400 years old. It was all wrong. Everything he planned for during his time in between the planes of existence went up in flames. The anger of being denied his vengeance once again flooded his senses. A rage ascended throughout his body, taking over the control he normally held. Years of rigid training that kept him in human form went up in smoke. The beast within him longed to break free, and he was in no mood to hold him at bay.
Ouch.
She shrieked. He released her wrists, knowing if he did not, his claws would cut into her skin. Her cry of pain broke through the haze of rage. For all that, he wanted her to be Katiana so he could tear the throat from her neck. He knew she was not. Sleep. Zane's eyes bored into hers. When her eyes closed and her body relaxed, he acknowledged with grim satisfaction that some talents he possessed carried through to the present era. He laid her down on the floor, positioning her head and neck so she would wake up with no discomfort.